Hello everyone. You might be wondering why I'm standing here with this pole attached to my arm. I'm going to be using this pole as a vertical reference point to discuss being more aware of where our head is relative to the rest of the spine when we're sitting and when we're standing, with the intention to be more vertical. Obviously, if we're doing poses where we're folding and stuff, the reference point changes slightly. So today I'm going to keep it simple. We're just going to focus on, and I'm going to illustrate what it looks like to be vertically stacked. So I'm going to turn to the side. And what I'm going for here is I'm allowing my arm to just hang loosely by my side. You see how the pole is approximately lined up with my ankle bone and my hip and my shoulder and then my ears. So this is what it means to get ears over shoulders when standing. And this is the way the spine is designed to be stacked. There's a little bit of inward curve here in my lower back. There's a natural curve here in my cervical spine. And everything is stacked vertically from crown of the head to tailbone, allowing for those natural curves. So things that happen, people have gotten in the habit in 21st century America of looking down at the phones a lot, or whatever else you might be looking. You might be reading a book and looking down. Again, there's no problem with looking down, but if we look down for too many hours of the day and aren't doing things to counteract it or be aware of ears over shoulders the rest of the time, we can be causing our body to get into a habit of having the head forward. Another way that the head can go forward is when people jut the chin forward and the chest really collapses and the back gets more flat and the belly gets compressed. So this is another thing that I see. This comes up more sitting than standing, but it could certainly happen. And I'm going to show you what that looks like seated in a moment. So again, to counteract this, think ears over shoulders. And to get ears over the shoulders here, I push a little bit down through the floor. That's naturally going to lengthen. I'm pressing up through the top of my head. My chin naturally gets level to the floor. And now I'm more vertically stacked the way the spine was designed. Next, I'm going to show you what it looks like sitting. So again, we're going for this vertical reference point with my arm just resting by my side. And this idea of shoulders over hips and ears over shoulders. And again, I'll show you the most common one seated, I think, is for people who sit and look at a computer screen a lot, where they end up jutting the chin forward and sitting and looking at the computer like this. Again, if you spend hours and hours every day like this, it could potentially cause tightness in some areas, weakness in other areas. Your belly's compressed, your chest is compressed. You might have trouble breathing. It could affect digestion. There's lots of reasons not to sit like this. And the other one that sometimes happens is just the head tipped forward. Maybe the shoulders still stay over the hips and the rest of the spine stays neutral, but this is not a neutral position in the head. And the more forward the head goes, the more it weighs to the muscles that are supporting the weight of the head. So the more forward it tips, the heavier the head becomes. If it's stacked neutral here, it weighs about 10 to 12 pounds on average for most people. So I encourage you to make this a new mantra in your daily life, and it's a question. And you're going to ask yourself periodically, ears over shoulders. And whatever your answer is, if it's not yes, then adjust yourself and find this new reference point of what it's like to be ears over shoulders. That's going to strengthen some muscles in the back. It'll open some muscles in the front and allow you to have that neutral reference point rather than what might be normal for you. So I encourage you to get out your camera or ask a friend or a family member or use a wall as another good reference point to check this for yourself. And if when you do it, ears over shoulders feels really strange, then it's probably something you want to be more aware of. Hope you found this informative.